and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emmy and I have a small crochet business that I go to markets and I crochet mostly plushy amigurumi type animals. So today is another episode of Weekly Makes. I have a few things to show you and you're going to see that there is a common theme this week that I crocheted. Anyway, I will start with the smaller stuff and the stuff that I didn't design, because I did design another pattern this week, and that is what the theme is. So we'll leave that for last, but I have a couple little things to show you and a couple new patterns that I tried. Actually, I made them both today, which was they're cute and small, and I don't know what I'm going to charge for them at a market because they really didn't take me that long to make. The designer is she did such a good job with these patterns. I don't know. We'll see. I'm undecided on what I'm going to charge for them. But anyway, we'll start with the small stuff. I freehanded two little bumblebees. Not too interesting, but freehanded two little bumblebees. I just embroidered eyes on them. I used Sweet Snuggles Light for both of them and a 5.5mm hook. Not too exciting there, but I figured I'd have a couple bumblebees. I don't know why this one turned out smaller. I don't know. Something that I just did that just turned out smaller. Another thing that I made, and I embroidered the eyes on this as well. I made I believe this pattern is called Swampy. I don't know who the designer is. I'll either put it on here or I will definitely have it down in the description. But I made a Swampy the axolotl, which, hint, hint, this is the theme of this week's video. Axolotls. But anyway, this is Swampy, which I think this is probably my favorite small axolotl pattern, and I usually charge about $15 for these. So there's that. And then, as I was saying, I tried a couple new patterns today. So Melly Inspired Crochet, she's here on YouTube. I was watching one of her videos, and I think it was like what she crocheted all in February. And I thought her patterns were adorable, and everyone asked for goats. I don't know why, but everybody wants goats. Well, she has a goat pattern, and look at how tiny this is. Oh my goodness. So anyway, I made one of these little goats, and it is just adorable. I made it out of Elise Veludo in a 5.5mm hook. And it's just, it's so small and cute, but I don't know what I'm going to charge for it. I don't know. Well, if you have any suggestions, let me know, but I don't know what I'm going to charge for it. It probably took me 45 minutes to make, maybe, not even, maybe an hour. I don't know. We'll see. I was thinking like $12. But you have to make all of the parts, all the legs and the arms and the head and the body. But it took me really no time at all. And then you just sew the head onto the body. It's not like, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so I made one of her little goats, and then I made one of her gorilla, or her gorilla, the little gorilla pattern. Look at how cute this is. I cannot. I just, I love this. I made this out of burlap blanket. And I think this is like dark gray and then just like the black. But he is so cute. Like I don't know. I have her bigger gorilla pattern too. And I might make that one, and I will probably keep it because gorillas are like my favorite animal ever in the whole entire world. So he is really cute. And I would probably charge $15 for this at least. I mean, like I said, I don't even think it took me an hour to make. I mean, it was so, they're easy. Her patterns are easy to follow. I cannot talk more highly about her patterns. Her patterns were super, super cute. And I also bought a ton of them. So I bought like the pack with the gorilla. I think it had a gorilla, a zebra, a rhino, and then there's another, and an alligator. I want to make the alligator. That's probably going to be my next one that I make. And then I bought the goat pattern by itself, and I think I bought like 9 of them today. Because I was just, when I watched her video, I was like, I need to make the goat. And then she was showing her little cows, and I'm like, oh, I got to make little cows too. So I think I'm going to either make the alligator. I'll probably make the alligator next because I have green yarn, and I'd be okay with using it. So I'll probably make an alligator or 2 next. And then I think I'm going to make the cows because everybody loves cows. Cows sell out every single time I go to a market. So I'm going to make those next. Those are the next 2 patterns that I plan on making. But anyway, there's those. Okay, so I designed another pattern today. I've been calling it my Cuddle series, which I think I was telling you guys, I have the horse in the last video. I have my horse, and now I'm designing another pattern too, but that's going to be for another video because I ran out of yarn, unfortunately. I lost at Yarn Chicken not only once, but twice this week. What are you going to do? So I designed a pattern. And if you are interested in testing, it is up. The tester call is up now on my Instagram, which I will link down below as well. I absolutely love this. And I thought to myself, there are so many patterns. And I think I said this in my last video too. There are so many patterns out there that, I mean, they all do start looking alike, but mine is different. I tried to look and see if I found any. It is also a big pattern. I mean, sometimes people do like a bigger project. I mean, it's not huge. By no means is it huge. Does it have sewing? Yes. I tried to make it no sew, but it didn't look right. I'll show you that here in a second. So let me show you the 2 first ones that I made. And like I said, of course, there's a theme, and I already told you what the theme was. It's axolotls. Okay. This is Atlas, and I've posted videos and pictures of them on my Instagram as well. So this is the first big boy that I made. I used a 6.5mm hook, and this is burlap blanket besides the trimming on the gills. I call them gills. I don't know if that's the correct term, but that is the one that I used for this. So I used a 6.5 millimeter hook and I used burnout blanket. Now this is in the gills and the fin are in, I think it's called teal. I think it was just, or dark teal was the name of the burnout blanket. And then this is in ivory tweed, which I thought was kind of a cool color to use for an axolotl. I don't know, something different. So I really like how this guy turned out. I truly do. So this was the first draft. And as you can see, the gills, I actually crocheted them in, but I guess it's not showing on camera as well. To me, they don't look as even, and I'll tell you why I ended up sewing them on in the long run. To me, at angles, they don't look even, so I was like, okay, maybe I should not crochet them in. But then here's the next one. So I made this with a 6.5 millimeter hook, and I used the Loops and Threads Ombre Grande or Grande Ombre yarn, that new, which it is kind of goofy looking because it kind of switches color right here in the middle of the, it takes 2 skeins to make these plushies too, also. So I ran out of one and started another one, and I was like, I'll just start on the lighter side. So that's why this one kind of looks like this. But also I thought it was kind of cool. So this was made with a 6.5 millimeter hook, and it was made with the Loops and Threads Ombre Grande in, I think it's called lavender something, but I'm not quite sure. And I used Premier Basics Chanel for the gills and the fin. But I also crocheted, I did it again where I crocheted them into the head. And it looks fine, but like if you look at it at this angle, to me it looks a little lopsided. Do you see what I'm seeing? You know what I mean? So I decided, I was like, you know what, Emmy, let's just sew them on, because then at least you can control where you put them. But anyway, I digress. Here is this one. So these are good sized. They're about the same. I think the purple one's a little bigger than the burnout blanket one. But anyway, so there's those two. I made those two. Then this is when I decided, I tried to crochet them in to the head again on this one, and it didn't look right. I was like, ooh. Well, it's a different size yarn, of course, or different yarn. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll just, you know, I'm like, this was, at this point, I was like, I need to just sew them on. And for all of them, except for the last one that I'll show you, the little, let me change it. I used Little Bunny from Premier for, like, I call it the trim of the gills. So I used Little Bunny for this one and the last two. This was the point that I said, Emmy, you just need to suck it up and sew them on. And I think they look better sewed on. Just my opinion. So, I mean, I think they look better. Anyway, they look more even at least, or you can try to place them more evenly than what they were crocheted into the head. But it wasn't looking right. When I took this smaller yarn, which this is Posh yarn in, I think this is called, the light pink is called Strawberry Shortcake, and then the darker pink is called Raspberry. I also messed up on my eye placement on this, which I guess you really can't tell on the camera, but I should have moved this eye down a little bit, but that's okay. You know, you live and you learn. Sometimes you place an eye wrong. Oh well. And I used 20mm eyes on this. So here is this one in Posh, which it's adorable. I think this one is probably my favorite one if I would have used, or if I would have placed this eye a little differently. Is it this eye? This eye. If I would have placed this eye a little differently, I'm in absolute love with this one. But anyway, so there's that one. So that's axolotl number 3 that I made. And these are they probably took me, I don't know, 2 hours to make. Not even. I mean, I'm pretty quick. But you have to make the legs. You make all of the gills, which I was going to make the gills like I made on my the dragon wings that I showed last week. Yeah, no, I wasn't going to do that because I was like, no, I'd have to make them in, what, 12 different pieces and then crochet them together. I wasn't going to do that. So what I ended up doing is that I just ended up sewing or crocheting just one full piece, and then you go back in and you just attach your trim yarn and you just go up and around the gill. Okay, so that was the 3rd one. Here's the 4th one, which I completely love this one. I think this one is my favorite one, but I sewed the gills on a little further apart on the top, and I think I want them closer together. Like I might make like this one. This one I sewed them a little closer together. I don't know. You can kind of place them however you really want to and see what you prefer better. But this one is made from Sweet Snuggles Light. It completely made from Sweet Snuggles Light. So I love this one. This one is probably my favorite one. So all of the legs are crocheted in. You surface crochet the fin on the back. The only thing that you're sewing on is the gills, which, like I said, is like a labor of love, which, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, so I made 4 axolotls and finished another one too, one of the smaller ones. And like I said, I'll link all of the patterns down below. But that is all that I made this week. And like I said, if you are wanting to test my Atlas, the axolotl pattern, I have a tester call up now. I'm probably going to close it either on Monday or Tuesday, which that's, what day is that? The 16th or 17th of March, if you're watching this. So if you would like to test this, you can. Also on the 16th, I have, and I should have pulled my, you know what? Hold on. Let me go grab my Darby the dinosaur, because I have not given that pattern any attention, and I'm coming out with it on the 16th. Hold on. Wait a second. Okay, I'm back. I have not given this pattern any attention on here. So last week I said that it was in testing and it will release on the 16th, on Monday. If you're watching this, this video should come out on Saturday. So this is Darby the Dino. And I also plan on making I'd like to make minis. Like, this is my mini series, so like I'm gonna have to come out with a big dino. And I think I'm going to try to come out with a mini axolotl. We'll see. We'll see where that goes. Anyway, it might take some time. But this is Darby. And Darby is super, super cute too. And he's small and he's, you know, this is more market friendly than my bigger patterns. But anyway, this pattern comes out on the 16th. Super cute. He's easy to make. My testers, when they started testing, they were done within that same day and they had pictures to me and everything. I mean, they were excellent. So this pattern comes out on Monday if you're interested in it. And if you are interested in getting it, not for free, but I also started a Patreon, which I've had for a while, but I don't have that big of a following. If you're interested, I did set up memberships where you can get a pattern each month. So Darby will be the pattern. I also have coming out on the 16th, Darby's brother, Dax, who is a dragon. I don't have any to show you, but it's literally almost the same pattern as Darby, but just in dragon form. So it just has dragon wings and horns that I made for it. So if you are interested in any of my patterns, you can either get them on Patreon. My preference, I have a Ko-fi shop too, so I usually post all of my patterns on Ko-fi, in my Ko-fi shop. I have an Etsy, but I mean, they'll be posted on there too, but I don't necessarily, I'd like to get off of Etsy altogether. Anyway, these will be on my Ko-fi shop. I can post links to both of them. So they will come out on Monday at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, EST. So if you're interested in them, which I might have to make more of these. I haven't made a Darby or a Dax for a minute. And I designed them. And like I said, I have a little tangent. I have a vault of patterns that I have designed. Like I have my Hope the horse. I don't have it in testing, but I mean, the pattern's done. I have the axolotl. That one I do hope I have some testers for. I have oh no, I can't say that one yet. I'm not going to release that one yet. Sorry. Anyway, I have another one that I'm designing too right now, which I know is going to be done here in a little bit once I get some more yarn. Anyway, Darby and Dax come out on Monday. I'm glad that I showed you guys that. What else did I want to say? I had to think for a minute. If you are watching this before 3 o'clock today, Saturday, March 14th, my next Palm Street Live is today at 3 o'clock. The one after that is probably going to be March 28th. I haven't posted it yet, but that one will be the next one. So I sell all of my plushies on Palm Street. If anybody is ever interested in buying any of them, that is where I sell them. So I will be having a Palm Street Live on, like I said, March 14th at 3 p.m. The next one will be March 28th at 3 p.m. So it won't be next Saturday, but the Saturday after that. Anyway, that is it for today. I am so happy that you guys sat here with me, and I hope you enjoyed seeing what I made this week. It wasn't like real exciting, but I had a couple new patterns that I made, which I was excited about because I really have never made a goat. And I've made goats, but I mean, this is so cute and little, and I love it. I either love like really, really small things or really, really big plushies. That's just how I am. And I mean, I absolutely love this. I mean, Melly, she hit it out of the park with these little patterns. Because people will buy these. I already know it. Like, I know that they will. So, I'm excited to make more of them. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And thank you for being here with me today. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.